Hi, welcome to Cook in the Kitchen with Drew with Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute. I'm here with my crazy wife, Tanya, here. Been driving me nuts. We have an alternative to all those nasty food colorings, you know, the blue number 10 dye and the green number 5, all those artificial things. If you're going to use food coloring, we've got some natural alternatives here to color your eggs. They're all made the same way, by the way. You boil a little bit of water, put a couple tablespoons of white distilled vinegar in it. Once it boils, take it off the heat and then add what it is you want to color with. So this one we've used some powdered turmeric. It's going to turn the eggs yellow. This we've used parsley, one bunch of parsley. This is about 2 or 3 tablespoons of turmeric, and I use a little more water. This is about 4 cups of water. This is one bunch of parsley and a couple cups of water. This is one beet, one good-sized beet that's cut up into 1/2-inch cubes roughly. And then this, believe it or not, the blue is going to come from a red cabbage. So we've got about 1/2 head of red cabbage. And what you want to do is literally, we've already done the liquid, so all we're going to do is cover up the eggs. We want to get them completely covered up. So just pour until they're covered. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put these lids on, and we're going to do this overnight. We're going to store these in the fridge overnight. Yep, and then it's going to get a really, really nice dark color coming out of it. So.
Yeah, and the reason you want to be careful with the dyes, the traditional dyes, the reds and blues, some of those red dyes, kids have allergies to them, and sometimes their allergies could just be with their attention, they're just not feeling good, hyperactive, and then obviously true allergies if they're having any anaphylaxis or breathing issues, rashes. Sometimes it's just headaches, they just don't feel good, or upset stomach. So those are more adverse reactions. You want to pay attention to what our kids are using. The nice part is once you dye these eggs, since they're all natural, if you decide you want to eat the eggs after you're done, you can do that as well.
You don't have all the artificial stuff going on. Yeah. So we're going to put these all in the fridge overnight and let those go. If you want to color one right now, you can just take the egg and then let it soak in the dye here for a little while. You can see it's just a little bit.
How long do we do it?
This is going to take a couple of hours because it's a fairly light dye. It looks dark, but it's a fairly light dye. So you can dye them. You can see as I'm rolling it over, it's starting to change colors a little bit. It's got to have enough, it's got to sit there in enough time to let the colors absorb into the shell. So with those fake dyes and everything, when you dip them really quick, it's just the color sticking to the outside of the shell. These don't have anything in there to make it stick. This is just basically water and then beets, or water and turmeric. So you've got to let them sit long enough to let the water be absorbed by those shells. We'll be back tomorrow to show you what these overnight ones look like. But in the meantime, like I said, if you wanted to, you could just roll the egg around here. You can see it's starting to change colors. It'll take a couple of hours on each side to get it done. We've got it only in a small bowl here. So you want to let it sit for maybe an hour, flip it, let it sit for about another hour, and you should be good to go.
And the vinegar actually helps that dye connect to the shell. So it
helps the absorption.
The absorption of it. So that's why we added the vinegar to this as well. But we're so excited to share
can't wait to see what these look like tomorrow. So we'll be back here tomorrow to show you what these look like after they've soaked overnight.
And we have a great egg salad recipe. So if you are interested in saying, what do I do with my dyed eggs?
You just look up Cook in the Kitchen with Drew. We've got exceptional egg salad up
yes.
I believe it's called exceptional egg salad.
Exceptional.
So take a look at that. That's what you can do with your eggs when you're done with them. And because this is all natural stuff, it's not, the eggs might get a little discolored on the inside, but it's not going to harm you. All it's going to be is beet juice or turmeric or something like that. So we'll see you back here tomorrow with the results of our overnight dyes.
Yes, Dr. Gold.
Dr. Gold, we'll see you shortly. Yes. Hi, we're back. After an overnight soak in our different colored mixes here, we've got blue, which came from the red cabbage. You see how nice blue that is? Beautiful blue color.
Yay!
Our red, which came from the beet juice.
I think a little bit longer, so.
Yeah, I think we might need to soak it. It turned out a little bit pink. It was a little bit darker before it started drying.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful yellow color from the turmeric.
That was lovely.
That turned out really nice.
Sunshine.
And then we've got this kind of army green.
I like that.
This is from the parsley.
Thank you, all our vets, all our vets.
All our vets and all of our enlisted men.
Enlisted, yeah. Men and women.
And women, yes, definitely. So that's overnight soaking. Remember, red cabbage, beets, turmeric, and parsley. I think this turned a little darker because I let it boil a little too long, so the greens actually got really dark, and that colored the water a little bit darker. So if you want a brighter colored green, leave the parsley and keep a close eye on the color of the liquid. So I ended up walking away, came back, and it was a little bit dark, but that's okay. So we are also using a drying rack to let all the, you can see that most of them dried, but there's a couple of drops coming off still. It takes a little bit of time to get them dry. So you want to make sure that you dry them really well. Once they're dried, you can actually coat them with a very light coating of olive oil to preserve the coloring a little bit as well. So just take olive oil, put it in a dish, and then I just use my finger to rub it on. This one actually has the oil on it. You can see it's nice and shiny, but I actually dropped it when I was putting the oil on.
This is an Art egg, so it's all shiny and artsy.
Yeah, so you got a little bit of white spots because I ended up trying to wipe it down, and it wiped off some of the coloring. But we've got some beautiful red, blue, yellow, and kind of green colored eggs here, all natural dyes. Try to experiment, see what else you can use. We're actually soaking one right now in spirulina to try another blue, see how that comes out overnight.
Purple.
You can make purple by combining.
Blues, that'd be so
We're actually doing that as well. So we've got another jar in the fridge. I'm not quite sure how it turns out, but we'll post a picture as a follow-up for the purple ones, which is combining the beet and the red cabbage juice.
Oh, and green. I think blue and yellow might.
Yeah, actually turmeric and some of the red cabbage might turn green too.
Yeah.
So we don't have enough juice to try that, but
share, do this, and let us know what you come up with. We'd love to see the colors that you design. So share on our under comment section, and then also if you can subscribe to our channel, we do appreciate that.
Yes, and don't forget, we're also on Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute on Pinterest and Instagram, and we've got another YouTube channel for my wife, and a Facebook channel or Facebook page, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media channels.
Yeah, and we have an egg salad, exceptional egg salad recipe. So what you do after the eggs, you can make something delicious for your kids as well.
Just not if the eggs have been sitting out in the hot sun all day.
Not do that.
You don't want to do that. But if you've maintained a decent temperature with them, and then make sure they're still edible. These will be edible afterwards just because of the coloring. So we're going to make a nice egg salad. But check out Cook in the Kitchen with Drew for exceptional egg salad recipe.
So good. Yay! Dr. Gold.
And Dr. Gold, remember,
your health matters.
Toodles! All right, we're back with part 3 to our Easter egg adventure.
Woohoo!
Just wanted to update you real quick on the colors. Didn't quite turn out the way we expected after a few days. This is about a week old. These were the red ones.
But initially they were red.
They were beautifully red at the beginning, but they faded pretty badly.
After a week, so don't
that was beets. So the beets only last for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You can coat them with a little bit of olive oil to try to preserve the colors a little bit longer. These were the red cabbage. They're still nice, beautiful blue color. Yeah. These were the turmeric. Nice, beautiful yellow color still.
Is it earth? The powder?
This was the green parsley, but because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, because I cooked it, it turned out to be a little more brownish green than green, but it did hold its color nicely. Yeah. We experimented a little bit here with purple. They turned out to be blue. What we did was we combined the beet juice with the juice from the red cabbage, but after a couple of days, they turned out nicely purple to begin with, but now they're just back to blue. And this one's kind of really funky. I don't know if you can see this. We put
this is a
tumor, or not turmeric. We put this is kind of like a space egg. What we did was we used kombucha, which is slightly carbonated, and it had this beautiful blue color with the spots early on, but the blue kind of faded to this brown color, but it did remain some funky spots there, like a dinosaur egg almost. So just wanted to give you a quick update. The turmeric worked really well.
I know.
The red cabbage worked really well. Just continue to experiment with some other natural colors. See what you can find. We'd love to hear what your results turn out to be. Again, this is Drew and Tanya, Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute, Cooking the Kitchen with Drew.
Remember,
your health matters. Toodles.